Hello, wow. Hello. I don't know how to pronounce that. Timurchik Nostalgia? Hello. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. It's my BGM playing. I can't hear it. Oh, it is. Yeah. I can hear it. Monitor and output. Hell yeah. Alright. Hello, everybody. Hi. Well, you're a little bit late, but that's okay. 2 hours late from YouTube. Hey. Almost. A little bit late. Hello, Exonin. Thank you for the resub. Hello. 21 months. Holy moly, you're almost at. You're almost at. Oh my god. 2 years. Holy moly. Oh no. Wait. I have to check my Twitch badges. I have to check my Twitch badges. Oh no. Am I? Oh shoot. Channel points. No. What is it on? Bit? How do I find my bit? How do I find my bit stuff? Oh no. You guys have gone too far. I don't think I have enough sub badges for a year. I had to make sub badges for 2 years. You guys are catching up so fast. Oh no. Hello. Good morning. How are you? Eating 3 jars of peanut butter in a row is not as bad as I thought. Peanut butter? Are you eating it like by itself or just with something? No to your veg? Not yet. I haven't made that one yet. Look at this. Wait, I'm gonna send a screenshot of my subs badges. Screenshot. Save picture. Save image. Browse. Okay, look at this. This is what I have right now. I have a 1.5 badge and I have a yeah. I don't have a 2-year badge yet. Maybe we'll do that. I did have something sketched out. I have a lot of stuff sketched out. I just haven't finished it. That's my sub badges. As for my bit badges, oh, I don't know where my. I don't like that they put all the sub stuff everywhere. Like my emotes are all over the place. My bit emotes are all over the place. You know, I have bits tier emotes that I haven't used the slots for. I used up all my follower emote slots and I've used up, well, I have 6 open slots for animated emotes, 2 open slots for standard tier 1, 1 standard emote slot for tier 2, 1 for tier 3, and I don't have anything else. I don't know how to unlock more follow or no, not. I don't know how to unlock more like emote slots. I have a streamer friend, Cappy. She's got so many emote slots, and I don't know how she has so many emote slots. Where do I find my bit slots? Rewards? No. Drops? Nope. Power up channel rewards? No. Oh, bits and cheering. Bits tier badges. Yeah. I have bits tier badges for 1 all the way until 5k, but I don't have anything past that because nobody's ever redeemed that far. So 5k, I have one, but nobody's ever reached it, and I have 10k, 25k, and like all the way up to like 5 million that just I don't have badges for. Which I'm not gonna put them because people haven't redeemed them. Also, you'd have to be insane to put like 5 million bits. How much is that? That's like a crazy amount. I don't know. Also, by the way, the title of this stream is literally just called title, but I misspelled. So it's just called tite. Tite. It's called tite. I misspelled title. Stupid amount of bits. A lot, yeah. Maybe she cheated the game? I don't know. Maybe it's, what's it called? Maybe she used, what's it called? I forgot the name. I know there's a way to get more emote slots through TTV, I think. Like, some, like, website, external website, but other people have to have that website extension too for them to see those emote slots. But I do know that you can do that. And I think it's like you enter it by typing it in. Like you type in the thing and it shows up regularly as emotes. I'm not sure how that shows up. It's like associated with your channel. It's like a plugin. But I'm not sure if it works on mobile or if it works on just website. I'd have to ask. I'd have to be like, okay, how the heck do you have so many emote slots? Anyways, how is everybody doing? What's up? How was your night, day, night, evening, morning going? Anything fun that you were up to? You know what I was doing earlier? Well, first of all, I fell asleep. But two, I just been having leftovers. Like when you cook and you have like a lot of stuff that you cook at once, and then you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make a recipe for 4, but I'm gonna double it because I feel like this isn't enough. Because like what happened was I made like steamed eggs, right? Thank you for the what's crack-a-lackin'. I don't know if anything's crack-a-lackin'. My neck kind of hurts, but no bones. I can't crack my I can't crack my, what's it called? My fingers. That's the one thing on my body I cannot crack. Like throughout my entire life, you know how some people like pull on their fingers and then they crack their fingers? I can't do that. I'm trying right now. My fingers just don't crack. Oh, there it goes. That was my wrist. My fingers just don't pop. What's crack-a-lackin'? You can't crack your knuckles? That's crazy. My fingers don't work like that. I don't have... My joints don't work properly. Yeah, my knuckles don't work. I don't know what it is, but for me, it just doesn't work. I don't know. If my math is correct, 5 million bits would be about $9.6 million. Why did they have a tier that high? That's insane. Who the heck is spending that much money on bits? That's insane. That's like the price of a house. Oh my goodness. And that, well, money laundering purposes, is that a thing? Is that, can you do that? Several houses? Depends on where you live, yeah. That's crazy. I think you get that badge because like bits badges are cumulative. It's how much you spent money on the badge. Like bits on the channel for in total, right? I don't think it's like at once. But still, like who is spending $9 million on bits on a single streamer? That's crazy. Who's like, you gotta be some like oil baron to like spend that kind of money. Whales. I don't even know if anybody has that. I don't even think that's possible. I like to see. I wonder if like, I wonder if there's a statistic. Like if somebody's actually has the 5 million bit badge. You gotta be crazy rich for that. And at that point, like, what are you doing with your money? Also, thank you, Skeleton King, for the follow. Hello. Yeah, back to what I was saying. I made like steamed egg, and I made a little too much steamed egg, so now I have like a big bowl of it because I didn't have teeny little dishes for it to put into, and I have a little bit too much, so I've been slowly having all of my steamed egg. It's good. It's good. After a while, you do get a little bit tired of it, though. You're like, steamed egg. Hello, Vanstead. Thank you for the follow. Hey. Hi, woo. And I've also just been trying to finish leftovers from last week, so I made like pasta. That's been something I've been trying to get through too. That bad thing what happens when you like you're like the only person who like cooks in your family, and then like, well, you know, one of my family members doesn't eat, so like most people they make their own food, so I'm the person making food for myself, and like what they make is just their own thing. So I don't know. You know what I was gonna do today? I was going to test out brushes. I feel like every single time I open up like my drawing program to draw, it turns into like let's test brushes for 2 hours. But that's what we're probably gonna be doing today. I saw this really cool overlay. What? I saw this really cool overlay where it's like a top-down view of a Switch and you can put your games on it, and then you can see like the hand moving the Switch things. Frozen Suze. I feel like you've been here before. Never mind, you haven't. This is your first message. I have that exact message from somebody else like 2 weeks ago, and I swear you might be the same person, but I can't prove it. I'm like that meme of like I'm like that meme of like, what's the guy's name? Dokes from Dexter, just sitting in the car like, I swear you're the same person who said that exact same message like 2 weeks ago. I can't prove it, but I think you are. The amount of people I've had that exact message from, I don't know. You can think what you want. I would love to be a man who's 40 plus years old. God, I would be so twinky. I would be so twinky. Tite? Yeah. I misspelled title and I've just left it. Tite. Tite. I misspelled title. I would love to be a guy. I think it'd be fun. I thought it was a booba joke. I can see that. I can see that's how it would be. I can see how it would be a reference to like, you know, but no. Just, it's missing the L. There are no L's in this house because I don't take L's. I would love to be a guy. I think it'd be fun. I think guys have more fun. You guys don't have to worry about fashion because everything's just simple for you. It's just, what am I gonna wear? Just pants and a shirt. And then like, what am I gonna pick for colors? You guys got 3 colors. You got gray, navy, and black. And then you're like, what am I gonna wear for pants? There's only 2 colors. You can either go with like brown or like gray or like black. It's so simple. It's so simple. Your clothing choices are simple. Nothing happening. Being a male or female sounds hard either way. Does it though? Does it? Is it? Like, depends on what, in terms of what, right? Like, in terms of like, in terms of expectations, I guess like in general, yeah, they're both about hard equally, but like in terms of like living wise, I think it'd be easy to be a guy. You're really good at, guys are really good at opening jars. Got good grip strength, and it's easier to build muscle. Like, you gain muscle and you just retain it. It's easier for you guys to retain muscle, and I'm jealous about that. Because if I wanted to work out and then take a break for like a day, it's gone. Like, there's a difference between physical strength and like having like muscle strength, and it's like weird. But in terms of like social life, I guess it's easier for women to like make friends, I guess. Guys are also good at filling. My lawyer told me I shouldn't finish this joke. That might get flagged by Twitch moderation. Oh no, I think it'd be fun. Like, in general, women have periods, pregnancy, and raise children. Men have to work harder and provide entire home and stuff. Well, you see, that is very patriarchal-based society logic, because we live in the 21st century, and that's not necessarily true. I mean, typically in most countries, paternal maternity leave isn't exactly a thing. It's not as common compared to just plain maternal maternity leave. There's no such thing as like paternal leave for some countries, which is unfortunate. But yeah, in most countries. In a lot of countries. So that's like a very patriarchal kind of take. Like some other countries do recognize like that fathers take care of and can raise children. Like there's such thing as like there's families out there where women are the breadwinners of the family, and then the guys are the housewives or house husbands, you know? There's an entire anime about it called Way of the House Husband. You know, guys can be fathers too. I don't think it's right for like the only, you know, one thing. But yes, in terms of like, I guess in general, there's like expectations, you know, on both sides of genders, so it just depends. Goated manga series, it's so good. I love that series. My favorite like scene is when the guy just walks into the store and he's like, "Hey, you got the white powder, the white stuff, the good stuff," and they're like, "What are you talking about?" And the guy's like they cut over to like the guy making cookies, and he's like, "Ah, the flour and the sugar." Like the white stuff, the powdered. I like the anime even though it's just the manga colored. Yeah, I like it too. Very fun. Oh, it's so cute. Or like the guy walking his dog, and the guy's like, "Ooh, nice one you got there." And it's like the guy with another dog. Oh. There was this one TikTok I saw about this guy who like walked up to this like Japanese gangster with a dog, and he was like, "Hey, can you take a picture for me? Like, can you record this video for me on my mom?" And then he started speaking like in a really weird way, and like the gangster guy would just started laughing. He's like, "I want to record a video for my mom. Can you hold this?" And he was like, "Sure." It's very off-putting for me, but none of the mangaka himself wanted it that way. Yeah. Like, I don't know, it's their form of storytelling. I liked it because it's like every episode was very short. Very like Very simple. I kind of miss that about animes. There used to be like the kind of 4-panel manga where every episode would be like maybe 15 minutes compared to like 24 or like shorter. I like it. Makes it go by faster. Hello, Jakar. How are you? Hello. I thought it was interesting, personally, but it depends on, I guess, your preference. But I'm used to that because I've watched. Well, I grew up with Nichijou and I grew up with what's it called? There's been a lot of animes out there like that where it's just like little short scenarios and then they like cut over to like another short, like little bit. I guess it's just called 4-koma series. Well, I know the specific definition is like 4-koma, but I don't know what it is for like when it comes to anime. Also, thank you, TB Shang. Thank you for the follow. Hello. How are you? I need to organize my stuff. I'm looking at my desk. I've just got piles and piles of stuff that I haven't organized, that I've been putting off, but that's okay. I'll get to it eventually. I've been wanting to, what's it called? I've been wanting to, like, take all my stuff that I collected from my trip and put it in a book. Tape it down. Thank you. I also really like the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting. Yeah, that was cute too. It reminded me a little bit of Gaku and Babysitters. Gaku and Babysitters used to be really popular back in like 2020, like 2019, 2020-ish. Because I think that's when it came out. It's all over TikTok and like social media and stuff. And then it's no longer around. But it's cute. I feel like the similar type of theme of like raising children, I think that would be nice. A little bit like the Spy Family vibe. Hello, P5. How are you? You know, your logo, or whatever that is, your PFP or profile picture, that 5 looks like an S. I don't know if it's supposed to be a 5 or it's supposed to be an S. But it does look like a 5. It's a 5? Okay, good. It looks like an S too. Like, you have no idea how much I've gone that? It's like a PS or a P5. I mean, it works because your initials technically are just, it's either P5 or PS, and yeah, they look similar. They're close enough, you know? It's around there. It makes sense when you see the full picture, but nothing will show the full image without being a banner. Ooh. I mean, you could zoom out a little.
It's all shits and giggles until someone giggles and shits.
Sure, I guess. Yeah. I clearly cannot zoom out at all. If you zoom out... If you zoom out, right? Will your text be too small to read? Is that the problem? Like, from a distance? Because I don't think it's that bad. The image is too small. Can you not redesign the image or crop it better? In terms of pixel width? Oh, I mean, you could redesign it. Maybe. If it's that much of a problem, but I think it's fine. Like, you can be like, it's on purpose, you know? It's like, it's a 5 and it's an S. It's a 5 and an S. It's dual purpose. People be like, what does it mean? It's like, yeah, it's meant to look like that. I made this when I was 10. It's hilariously due for a redesign upgrade. I mean, it works. It looks like an S and a 5 at the same time. It's genius. It's like that. Like when you take a test and then they're like, hey, the answer is A or B, or like true and false. And then you do something like the T with like the little thing sticking out, and it's like, is this a T or an F? You just draw both. It's like, imagine drawing an F, but you extend the top part like a little bit longer on the other side. So you're like, is this an F or it's a T? Yeah, it's on purpose. So let me pull up my Here's my Clip Studio Paint. I cannot see the screen. Yeah, it works. I wonder why you have subtitles. Accessibility? Why not? See, captions don't work properly on Twitch, and sometimes captions don't work on YouTube, especially for live streams, so I have captions here. I guess deaf people exist, yeah. You know, there's people who are like me and can't hear unless they read things too. I can't ever listen to an audiobook because I zone out unless I'm reading the book. Unless I'm reading something, I will watch YouTube videos and then I will not retain any single thing that they're saying unless I'm reading the text. It's why I prefer watching anime with captions. There's no argument about dub or sub for me because if I'm listening to dub, I don't know what they're saying. It just doesn't recognize. Like, there's no audio recognition happening. I have to have subtitles, even if it's English. Captions let me watch stream without earbuds without my family giving me looks? Yeah! I watch anime with captions because I watched it in Japanese. Okay. For the longest period of time, I used to watch, like, shows in general. It doesn't have to be anime. Without sound, muted. I watched the entirety of Inuyasha with no sound. I don't know what they sound like. I don't know what the intro sounds like. I don't know what the like ending sounds like. I watched a bunch of anime when I was younger. Muted. The poor voice actors. I mean, for all I care, it was just a moving like manga. I watched the entirety of Inuyasha. I watched the entirety of Tokyo Mew Mew. I've watched the entirety. I've watched the entirety of a lot of anime with no sound. Because one, I didn't have headphones back then that would work with my phone. And two, I used to watch a lot of anime in bed. Like at nighttime when I was supposed to be sleeping. You know, when you're like, I don't know, 14 years old and you have a schedule where you have a bedtime and your parents are like, are you sleeping? You know, you're like, watch under the covers with your phone and you're watching anime at like 10 p.m. because your parents make you go to bed at like 9:30. And you're like, I don't need to go to bed for another 2 hours, that's fine. And then, yeah, I used to watch anime. Muted. With the subtitles. I also did that, yeah. Imagine watching Your Lie in April with no sound, you'd be missing out. I'm missing out on so much. There's a lot of anime I've watched just with no sound, so... Imagine my surprise when I'm like, wow, this anime OP bangs. What is this? And I'm like, oh. I don't remember that at all. Thank you, follow. I just did it enough that I eventually got evicted to my bedroom to go do it in the office. Oh. No, for me it was like I'm in bed. It's comfy. I used to watch not just anime, but I used to watch other TV shows like cartoons. Like what was the cartoon I was watching back then? My Little Pony. I used to watch My Little Pony, and then I also used to watch what's that show called? Danny Phantom. Number 1 to 20. 12. Why? I just picked a random number. By the way, pick a number 1 through 10. Pick a number 1 through 10, and most people will say 7. It's like, holy moly. Oh my goodness. Okay. Me 6 or 7. Yeah. It's like when you ask somebody to think of a color, most of the time they'll... I just thought of that. Thank you so much for the 12 subs. You didn't have to. Thank you. If you received a sub, I hope you enjoy the I hope you enjoyed the sub badges and the emotes. Yeah. Yeah, if you ask somebody, think of a color, most of the time they'll either think of blue or red, and if you ask somebody to think of a tool, most of the times they'll also think of a hammer. You can try it. Just go up to somebody and be like, hey, think of a color. And then be like, and think of a hammer. And they'll be like, oh, that. Yeah, it's common. But like most of the time people will think of those numbers. Crowbar. And vegetable, think of carrot. Yeah. Thank you, Just Volens. Hello. Oh yeah. Watching mirrored anime on YouTube was an experience. Oh my god, I remember watching anime on YouTube with like in the bottom right corner, like imagine my face as the YouTube video. It'd be like right here, and the entirety of this section would be an ad. It'd just be like a picture of like fan art of Naruto and Sasuke, and then their like giant channel logo. And then it would be dubbed in Spanish. I'm like, okay. I'm not even listening to a subbed anyway. It'd be like English subtitles, but like dubbed in Spanish. A carrot is a vegetable? Yeah. Did you know a tomato is a fruit? No, I'm kidding. I wonder if people still upload anime like that. They do, but not on YouTube anymore because YouTube has strict copyright laws now. If you want to find subtitles like that, you gotta go to like Daily Motion. You gotta go to like Vivo. Like Vivo, or you gotta go like Daily Motion, or what's the other one? What are those old websites out there? Daily Motion. Or sometimes you'll see stuff on Bilibili. Cause yeah, depending on what region you're in. A banana is a berry and a strawberry isn't? I'm not exactly sure how classifications work because I know that there's like classification standards based off of, what's it called? There's classification standards based off of like culinary, and there's classification based off of trade. So for like importation, exportation rules, they have to classify certain things as objects because when they're trading them, they have to be like, okay, you sent over this amount of fruit and this amount of vegetable. Or like whatever type of good it is. They cannot just be like, oh, all of this is just vegetable, you know? They're like, this has to be fruit and this has to be fruit. But there's also like culinary purposes, you know? I have stuff to see you, Nerd50, bye-bye. Good night, or good day, I don't know. Bye-bye. As a VPN? A lot more last year and I barely touched my TV. Ooh. I don't know what that is. Is that like an external like... My brain wants to call it a black box, but it's not a black box. It's like the PS5, right? Wow. Thank you for the 100 bits, Napin. Hello. It's like when you have the... what's it called? My brain can only think of like when you could put the Netflix CD into the PS3 or the PS2 or the Wii, and you could watch stuff on Netflix. Yeah, the Netflix CD. You could watch Netflix on the CD on the Wii. You had to like put in the disc into Netflix, into the Wii, and then you could watch Netflix on the Wii. You've now aged yourself by a lot. Yeah. To be fair, that was a long time ago. I remember when Netflix worked on the Wii. Yeah. You had to get the app. Not the app, sorry. You had to get the disc. You put the disc into the Wii, and then it was like, oh, here's the Wii thingy. And then you had to click on it and then log in to your account, and then you could watch stuff. That's how you access the internet back then. You didn't go to Netflix.com, it was on the disc. My Wii had the app without the disc, really? They didn't have that here. I just played the Wii the other day, nice. I miss the, what's it called? I miss Mario 64. I miss that aesthetic. I was playing, so like when I went to go see my friends, we play WarioWare, and there's an entire section just based off of like old Nintendo references, and it was really cute. Like there's one where you play as the chicken from Zelda, and then you have to run away from Link. And there's another one where you play as like Zero Suit Samus, just running through like a Metroidvania. And then there's like another one where you play as like Mario and Luigi sliding down the slide. Like, you know the penguin level? And the Mario 64 where it's like like that. And it was really cute. I was like, oh my god, all these like old Nintendo references. And it had like the actual graphics and everything. It was really nice. Like, for me personally, whenever I see video games and they're like, oh, this is a horror game with PS2 aesthetics, I don't have a lot of nostalgia for PS2 aesthetics because I grew up with Nintendo. I didn't grow up with the PS2. My childhood was like Mario Galaxy and the Paper Mario and Super Mario Bros. And the Mario Kart Racing. Not so much of PS2 stuff. It wasn't until I was older, like a little bit later, that I had a relative who gave me and my brother their old PS3, I think? I think it was a PS3 or it was a PS2, I don't remember. I played Skyrim on the PS3. Super Mario Galaxy 2 slide type of section, yeah, it was cute. I regret not watching the more older shows on Netflix. The current Netflix libraries and mid. They've removed a lot of their old library, which makes it really sad because I'll be like, oh, I would love to watch a classic movie. They don't have it. Or it's like only available in a certain region. It's like, yeah, we have this movie, but it's only available in the UK. I'm like, I don't live in the UK and it's region locked. Why? It's like, I want to watch The Matrix. I want to watch like this specific movie. And the older be like, well, would you like to watch the recent Matrix? I'm like, no, I want to watch the original. We don't have that. I was like, cool. It's like when I go on YouTube and I'm like, where is this video? And they're like, haha, locked. Locked behind region. Or when I go on Spotify and I'm trying to listen to music and it's like, hey, this song that was on your playlist for like 3 years is now region locked and it's not available anymore. I'm like, okay, cool. I can't listen to the entirety of this one album of Kenji Yonezu because it's region locked to Japan only, and it's only that album. Every single other one of his songs I can listen to except for that one album, and I'm like, great. I'll just listen to stuff on SoundCloud where it's 0.05% sped up to avoid copyright, but I can listen to it. The region lock song saddened me so much because I listen to Ado, and there's a bunch of songs that are region locked. Yeah, it's like, wow, I wish I could discover more of this artist, but I can't because it's region locked. Not even like Japanese songs too. It's like songs from other regions. Like, I used to listen to a lot of songs from around the world from like a lot of different countries, and I cannot anymore because they're region locked. and I go through my list, and it's like, I can't listen to that one anymore. Oh. At least they tell you when things are leaving, though. Crunchy annoys the heck out of me. I have never used Crunchyroll. Well, I've heard of it. I think I've used a trial version of it in the past, but not anymore. Oh my gosh, there's a partnership with Crunchyroll on the plane. They have a partnership with Delta. I remember I saw like an advertisement for that a long time ago. I was like, huh. They got anime on the plane. And the funniest thing is that there's people like when they announced it, when I saw ads for it, I saw a lot of like people complaining about it. They were like, oh man, this selection kind of sucks. It was funny. Not anything bad, I heard that the subtitling on Crunchyroll kind of sucks and it's not good. Like the translators that they have aren't very like they're either like I heard that they're like either mistranslations or there's like they released different versions than was actually published in a different country. Like the version that's in Japan versus the one that they released for like actual official publication on Crunchyroll is like different. So like there's been, if you look it up, like Crunchyroll version versus like normal like Japanese anime version, and for some reason there's like different animation qualities. It's really weird. I miss when Crunchyroll and Funimation were separate anime sites / apps. Really? They were. They were. The dubbing captions could be better. This is very specific, but I'm pretty sure the captions for the English sub of Kaguya-sama is AI generated because it's all over the place. Yeah, just they put it through like some kind of auto translation program and it turns out funny. It's like when I'm trying to read novels, like especially when I read light novels. I read a lot of light novels and web novels, and you can tell when that's AI like translated because like they call it MTL, machine translated, not AI translated. I think AI would be better. Not gonna lie, because they put it through like Google Translate or something. And see, a lot of Japanese names are puns, so you can tell when it's been machine translated because the names that they'll come out with are just bad. You're like, okay, I don't know who this character is anymore because what is his name? 3, I've read like, I can't read fantasy like reincarnation manhwas anymore, you know, like the type of like reincarnated in another world and all the fantasy characters that they like in the royal families and name stuff like Reinhardt. But because it's Japanese, they name them something like Lindhardt or like Lindhart, or like they translate it in different ways. Every single name in that web novel, it's gonna be different. It's like it cannot pick a name. It struggles so bad. I'm like, okay, who is this character now? I'll like be reading for a really long time and I'll be like, wait a minute. I thought this character was named this one. Who is this? What's happening? Isekai stuff, yeah. Hello, it's Bullsy. Also, this is what we get for letting Japan name like 5 characters from every series with German names. It was fine for Attack on Titan, but then everybody started copying them. Now we have everybody name something like... God, what's the most... I want to know what the most common Japanese like white person is. Maybe like Smith. John Smith. I wonder what the most common, like what they think the most common like white person name is, Caucasian name. Because every single time they introduce a character and they're like, ah yes, this is the dude who is clearly not Japanese. Their name is like Lint. Lint. John. Or what, like Anthony, Michael? They just really like the random European names. I mean, it was okay for depending on the context. John, yeah. Like, I really like The Great Pretender, because The Great Pretender, I don't know if you guys have seen it on Netflix, but they did the sub really well. They actually got like some guy who was fluent in English. I was like, whoa, who's that? Like, they spoke different languages and that was really cool. I like that. Like, the guy was actually fluent in English. I was like, holy moly. Normally, whenever they're like a character, they're like, oh my god, they're from America. They're half white. They're like, you know, mixed. And they have blonde hair and blue eyes. And they speak perfect English. And then the dub, like the sub, like Japanese dub, they speak in broken English. And you're like, yeah, I guess that's fluent to a Japanese person, yeah. But there's times when I've seen where they're like actually fluent. And I'm like, whoa. They've got somebody who's fluent in the studio, whoa. They did that for The Great Pretender. I'm guessing it's because it's Netflix. But sometimes they don't do that. It was so funny if you guys ever watched Yuri on Ice. Because in Yuri on Ice, they have characters who are supposed to be like Canadian, and there's this one guy, his name is JJ. He's Canadian. They're like, oh yeah, he's Canadian, he speaks English, and the entire time he's speaking like, yo, my name JJ. He has a whole song and everything. I love that guy. I was like, if this is how Canadians are represented, that's so funny. I love JJ, he's so funny. I'm a JJ the King. Let's go. I'm trying to remember if there's any commonly American names used. I don't know. Haven't watched enough anime lately to remember names. I've been watching a lot more of like fantasy, like modern stuff, so no, not really. I haven't been watching much of like fantasy anime recently because like I find the genre is a little bit oversaturated now. Maybe Steven? I don't remember ever hearing Steven in anime. I don't know. Steven. Canadians not saying A at the end of every sentence on TV doesn't feel right. Does it? Is it? It's more like, does Canadians say sorry? Do Canadians say sorry after every single word? Alice? True! Do you know how many characters, anime characters named Alice there are, especially in older animes? Like, there was a very big obsession with Alice in Wonderland in Japan, like back in the early 2000s. Like 2000 and I want to say 2008 to 2015, there was a huge obsession with Alice in Wonderland. I can list at least like 3 animes with the name Alice in it. There's like Alice in Borderlands, there's Are You Alice, there's like Alice in Alice something. I'm trying to remember the name. And they're all like fantasy, like not really fantasy, but like action fantasy type, like shonen, seinen. I think it's seinen. I think that's a specific genre. The Duke of Death and His Maid has an Alice? Yeah, well, I mean, in terms of the character name, but I'm talking about like in the title too. Like, there's male versions of like Alice too. Like, Are You Alice features like a guy named Alice. That one's actually really good, by the way. If you ever like, I don't know, read not shonen, like seinen? Josei? No. Is it Josei? I don't know. I don't know what specific genre that is. It's action. About a series where people are selected. Oh, I think Yeah, Gakko and Alice. That's not Gakko and Alice. I'm thinking about something else. Gakko and Alice is like a rom-com. No. Are You Alice? Not Jose. I'm thinking about like Jose. Jose is a genre usually targeted towards like young women. So the different genres in anime are there's Josei, like it's spelled Josei. Josei. It's targeted towards younger women, usually like older than teen women girls. Shoujo is usually targeted towards younger girls. Like I'm talking like the ages of like 12 to maybe like 17 years old. Josei is targeted towards like older women, so like 18 to maybe like 34. Yeah. And there's shonen, which is targeted towards younger boys, usually around the same age as like shoujo, shonen. And then there's, yeah, Jose is if I was trying to pronounce a Spanish name, but no, it's Jose in Japanese. And then for, I believe, older audiences, it's seinen, because there's shonen and seinen. Seinen is for older guys. Usually it focuses towards like more mature content, so something like Black Clover. Black Clover would be, I think, seinen, maybe? Seinen or shonen, I don't know. No, One Punch Man I believe is seinen. I would categorize like My Hero Academia as shonen. Yeah, shonen. And then Witch Hat Atelier is, I believe, Josei. All these categories are too much for me. It's mostly like how they organize things based off of genre. So like depending on age category, back like, you know, Shonen Jump and like all those type of like categories. I believe the female version of Shonen Jump is called something weekly. Something weekly, I forgot. I do not. Okay, so like depending on the publishers, they post like normally in Japanese anime or manga, they publish chapters weekly in a big volume, and it's a collection of a lot of different type of weekly releases of different mangakas. So when you buy releases, you buy the whole book. That's just a collection of one singular chapter for that series that's currently being serialized. If you're dedicated and you want to collect only that one, you have to wait for the volume to come out, which comes out once a month. So you have, which is why it's called, you know, Shonen Weekly, you've got Shonen Jump, you've got like other stuff. And depending on the publication genre that publishes it, there's different types of genres. So you wouldn't put shoujo with a shonen type of like series publications. So whenever you see like people in like anime talking about, oh, did you see the weekly update of this and so, that's what they're talking about. Every single week at the bookstores, they sell like a compilation of like a lot of different type of like single chapter collections, you know? It's like if you, I've never heard that once in an anime. You have to read like anime / mangaka focused like genres. They explain it. I get a feeling we watch slightly different anime. Yeah, Wotakoi explains it pretty well. If you watch Wotakoi, they explain that one. Or not air manga, something manga sensei, or like the one about the anime studio. They talk specifically a lot about like making anime and manga. There's a lot of manga and anime about making an anime and manga. It's kind of funny. What's your favorite like genre? Depends. Probably Josei. Josei shonen? No. Josei, maybe seinen. I do like a lot of seinen. Crew kidnapped me for a horror game. Was it fun? Was it scary? Anime. I like Natsume Yujincho, and I also really liked what's that other one called? Mm. I don't remember. I have a favorite manga, but I don't remember much of my favorite animes. I don't know. Maybe Natsume Yujincho. I really like Natsume Yujincho. I know there's others, I just cannot remember them right now. Well, I like Darker Than Black. Darker Than Black was nice. I like Darker Than Black. I liked Natsume Yujincho. I really liked what's it called? What's it called? There's... I don't know. There's too many out there that I can remember. Gotta bring out the list. I like K Project. I liked... what's it called? I liked Angel Beats. Angel Beats is good. I liked, what's it called? Ooh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I just cannot remember. Kaguro Project? Maybe? No. I did like the music series. The Kaguro Project YouTube series. I think that was the first, like, mixed multimedia series I've ever watched. I don't know, I have a lot. I have a lot of favorites. I'm staring at my blank canvas. Oh, I'm in the wrong color. Bum, bum, bum. I started watching a year ago, so I'm pretty new. No worries. There is a lot of, what's it called? There's a lot of good anime out there. Just means that there's more for you to watch and pick from, I guess. You have the whole oyster, the world is your oyster at your hands. You can be like, it's like, don't let anybody ever tell you, oh, that anime's so old, don't watch it because it's like outdated, the art style sucks. Like, people have the same exact argument when it comes to video games. They're like, oh, that video game back then, like the graphics are so bad. It's solid gameplay, you know? Just because it's old doesn't mean that it's bad. Wait a minute. I don't know. Can I not add this? Why? Hello! Hello, Luminix. How are you? Is it the canvas? Let's talk about Shonen Jump and the Weekly Shoujo. Feels like how I recently got into weekly episodes of The Boys and Invincible on weekdays, and Daredevil Born Again on Tuesdays. Nice. I have been watching The Boys. I think it's very gory. I think it's quite gory. I'm good, how are you? I'm good. We've been chatting about anime and manga and TV shows. How far did you get? What am I on? I'm on the recent, I think. I watched season 1 and I watched season 2. What's it on right now? Like season 3? And I watched Gen Z, the spin-off series. My favorite character, by the way, in 5. They're on season 5. Holy moly. I stopped watching. I'm watching on and off, honestly. I've not been really paying attention to it because it's not me who's been watching and like dedicated to watching it, but my parents don't watch Gen V. I think it's okay. Also, thank you for the follow, Titiana? Titania? Titania? And thank you for the follow, Leminix. I think Gen 5 is Gen V, Gen something. It's okay. I liked it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think it's okay. It's definitely a very different, what's it called? Not an audience, but it's definitely a different type of vibe. Like, Gen 5, Gen V was very like comedic and very raunchy and very like sexual type of humor. Not that The Boys doesn't have that type of humor either, because like that one guy whose power was growing a big peepee. That was it. That his power was literally just like the giant like prehensile dick. Like, I don't know. That was a thing. If you watched The Boys last season, you know what I mean? I haven't watched the last season. I just think it was weird. Sarcasm episode. There is a character who's obsessed with holes. Like, his entire thing is that when he sees a hole, he's like, ooh. Like, it's a comedic gag in Gen V where he goes around and every single time he gets to see a hole, he gets so distracted. It's so funny. That guy's my favorite character. He's like, there's this one where he walks past like a hole in like a tree and he's like, ooh. And then they're like, oh my god. I forgot about that, yeah. Tech something, yeah. I just joined and I hear there's a character that says the holes. Yeah, we're talking about The Boys in Gen V. Yeah, there's a guy who's obsessed with holes. He's like really odd. Iron Man parody? Is it? Not a fact. More like Batman. I cannot change that right now, but I will try. Thank you for the redeem. I will have to figure this out one second. I have to do this manually. This doesn't work. Oh boy. Alright, let's... Uh-oh. Wait. There we go. It's okay if you can't. No, I'll figure it out. I had to... What I do now is that I set a hotkey and then I press it and then I have to go delete the hotkey. Because I deleted the Stream Deck from my phone and I have to re-download it and reinstall it again. If nothing else, The Boys at least stayed entertainingly funny till the end. I like the amount of memes that came out of The Boys. Like, what's the guy, who's his name? What? Who's that? My brain can only think of the guy as like the guy with the daddy issues and the guy with the thin lips. What's his name? The villain? The guy with the thin lips and the guy with like the comb back hair and he's like got daddy issues. I don't remember his name. Homelander! Yeah, Homelander. My brain thinks of that guy and I'm like, ah, yeah, the guy with the thin lips. Because he's got really thin lips. He's a great actor, by the way. He's really good at his acting. I just see memes of the guy constantly, because it's like that one meme of the guy sitting there where he's like this, like... He's making that face and he's like... Or like the one of him clapping. Like, I think it was during the episode where... I watched all of season 1 and all of season 2 and I just don't remember any of the names. Starlight, yeah. My brain keeps thinking about Starfire and I'm like, no, this isn't Teen Titans. Starlight, where I believe it's either Starlight or Cherry or something like that, whatever her name is singing the national American anthem, and he's like sitting there with like his like thin lips going like, and he's like clapping. If you just look up like the boys gifs on Twitter or something, or on like Discord, you have so many reaction images of the guy because he is just meme material. Or like who's that other character? What's his name? The Deep? The guy and his octopus. Homelander and Butcher are gonna stay two of my favorite TV characters, I think. I think they're interesting characters in their own right, yeah. I like the writing of their characters respectively. Like, I did not like Homelander as a I like him as a character. I did not like him as a person because he's just so bad. Like the things that he did, and like the fact that like every single woman that he sleeps with he just kills in the end. I'm like, yeah, he's got problems. He's got a lot of problems. You're like, you watch it and you're like, yeah, there's something wrong with this guy. But I think the actor who plays Huey is also in another TV show at the moment. Because I was watching that one and I was like, wait a minute, that guy looks like Huey. And then they're like, yeah, it's the same actor, because he's got a really distinctive face. Like, you look at that guy and you're like, oh, I know who that is. I guess it's a kind of problem when you have a character whose face is really recognizable. Because like you see that character or like that person and you automatically associate them with the character and you just can't see them the same way ever again. Huey's one of the villains in the Scream movies? Really? There's one I was watching recently. Or that I saw on TV recently where he played some guy who couldn't feel pain. Like there was a whole torture scene where like all I remember was him just monotonely going, oh no, don't do that. Oh no, not the fingers. And he's going, and it's just really fake bad acting and he's doing it on purpose. And I was like, is this a comedy? What is that? Butcher was in Thor Ragnarok, really? He was also the bad guy in another horror movie companion that was really enjoyable? I don't know. I don't know what it was. I just remember watching that. Okay, now that I've seen something, I just cannot unsee it anymore. My neck is really long. My neck is really long, that's weird. Novocaine is the movie you're thinking of, I think? Is it a movie? I don't know. I didn't choose that movie. My parents were watching it. How I watch movies is that whatever is playing on TV that my parents are watching, I will walk by and I'll be like, what is that? I just enjoyed Butcher throwing English words every 2 seconds he's on screen. I do like that. He's got a funny accent. Bullocks. The accent. Or what's it called? I don't know, I like when they have different characters with different accents. I think it's interesting. Or it's unique. But my god, The Boys is so gory. I think it's worse than yeah. Oi. I think it's worse than I don't know. I can't tell if it's worse or better than Game of Thrones. Or like The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead was pretty gory. The Walking Dead was pretty gory. Like The Boys is really gory. There's a lot of blood. The recent season 5, there's this one character who runs really fast, and for some reason there's this one episode where he's trying to run through this one guy they're trying to kill, but he keeps missing and he keeps killing all his friends. And I'm like, oh, that's really gory. That's really bloody. Like at least with Game of Thrones, it's not very gory, but it's like There's a lot of violence in Game of Thrones, which I did not like. You're talking about Shockwave. I don't know the characters. I didn't watch it very it's one of the things I watched that was in the background while I'm like doing something else and I wasn't paying attention to. The guy who got replaced by A-Train? Oh. I thought A-Train died. A-Train's still alive? I thought he's gone. I thought they got rid of him in like season 3 or something. There's a lot of characters that die. I'm gonna look up the wiki of characters and it's gonna be like, character dead, character dead, character dead. It was such a shock to me too when, what's her name? Kimiko? Kimiko? Kimito? Something like that. I was like, she can speak now? Holy moly. I thought she was mute permanently. But no, she can speak now. Yeah, Kimiko. I was like, she can speak now? What? That's new. It's like, that's how much I was not paying attention to that series. I was like, wait a minute, when did that happen? They were cute. I think in season 1 and 2, she was my favorite character. And then they started doing weird things with the series. I was like, okay. It kind of just happened, to be fair. Yeah, she just started speaking one day and we were just like, oh. When did that happen? I don't know. There's things happening in that show that I wasn't paying attention to, but it's interesting. I am just glad that the writers were able to go full send into Homelander's character as a villain. That they didn't dial him back and make him like marketable. Because yes, he's a villain and he has a sympathetic backstory, but they didn't make him go full redeem, you know? There's been times where you like, he gets a little bit better, but then he gets worse, which I do enjoy. I don't really like a lot of media writing nowadays because like they tend to be like very sanitized. They're like, oh, this is a villain, but you know, they're a bad guy because they do bad things. And it's like, yeah, we get it. But they're not allowed to have like any kind of like different personality otherwise. They're not allowed to have like some aspects of humanity. They're not allowed to have aspects of like they're not allowed to be morally gray, is what I'm trying to say. There was a time in media where like people were allowed to be morally gray, but I feel like nowadays, especially in a lot of like writing done for younger audiences, it tends to be very much like black and white. And I feel like that's kind of weird. Or like, I don't know, it's not good writing. I recently saw an argument on Twitter that people on Book Talk were like, oh, I don't read the plot of a book. I just read the dialogue. Because all I care about is the characterization. I don't care about the story. I just care about the characterization because that's what's most important. The characters are what's important in a book. Like, yes, characters are important in a book, but like what happens in the book and the actions that they're taking and their thoughts are also important too. You can't just watch a show and the only thing you focus on is like what they say. It's like, okay, you're reading books and like you're only reading the dialogue. That's just so weird. That's why I like Butcher, because he starts out as the good guy, but turns into more and more of an asshole when on. Yeah. You can see at the point where he starts going like, I'm doing things for my family, but then it turns into like, is it for your family or is it for you? You know? A well-written villain can be more important than a well-written hero. Depends. Dark Knight is a perfect example of... Yeah. I did like that. Like, I like when they do that with a character, where like a character that started out as like a good guy slowly starts turning into a villain, and like a character who turns into like a, you know, who starts out as a villain and starts turning into like a bad person, or like a good person. Because it's like, you know, people are people. Well, it's true, like, a character in media is never gonna be a real person, but they can be similar to a person in the way that they can share similar traits to a real person, but they're not gonna exactly just come out of the screen and be like a real person, because people, unlike characters in a media, can change. Characters in media are stuck to whatever the writers put them in that situation. So though they can kind of like reflect real life people, I don't think that people should treat them as real people. Characters are a storytelling medium, they are not people. So it doesn't make sense like that people hold characters to such high values of like, oh, so-and-so is a villain, they're a bad person. You shouldn't think of them as a like, you shouldn't like this character because they're bad. And it's like, no, you can enjoy a character because they have good writing. And you don't have to agree with everything that that character is just because of that, you know? And I feel like a lot of that nuance is lost among like a lot of people who are like media illiterate, which is very sad. Like Death Note, yeah. You can like you can like Light Yagami for the character he is, even though he's like very deeply flawed. But you can acknowledge that he's really well written, you know? He's got his flaws, he's got his like arrogance and his problems, but he's a good character. Why the heck? Or Thanos killing half of all life will save the other half? That was dumb. Like, I mean, there's a lot of things I could say about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But yeah, like, it's interesting because how your understanding of a character in media could be different from what the writers say, but at the end of the day, it's like, who's behind that seat, you know? You could be like, this character would not do that. I think one of the most infamous examples would be, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Voltron. The most infamous example of bad writing. Abysmal. Season 7, or was it 8? Of Voltron? Horrible. They killed that off. They were like, we'll take these characters and we'll do this to them. And everyone was like, no! No! It was so bad. As someone who watched it, that for some reason that got caught by Automod. Thanos literally wanted to kill everyone in the comics just to get Lady Death to give him attention. Dang. Good for him. Trying to get a baddie. Yeah, that's how characters go. I heard that the older comics used to be a lot worse. Bro took simping to a whole new level, yeah. Marvel Death is actually baddie? Hell yeah. I heard that there's like a lot of characters who used to just do bad things. Like, Deadpool in the movies is very different from comic Deadpool is what I've heard. Cause like comic Deadpool used to be an actual villain. Like he didn't used to be very much of like a neutral character. He was like straight up a villain. Lady Death went out with Deadpool in the comics? Nice. I mean, I guess it makes sense because he can't die. Like, good for him. But yeah, they've done a lot with the different characters. I don't know. It's funny. I was watching I have a friend who was watching the what's it called? Whoa, that was my shoulder. I have a friend who was watching the Daredevil series with the lawyer. I like that one. That one's good. I watched a little bit of it. At least what a part of season 1. I remember my mom was watching it and she was asking me, she was like, he's blind. How does he like fight if he's blind? And I was like, you know, he just got like special senses or whatever. And I was telling her about Hawkeye. I was like, yeah, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, technically Hawkeye's supposed to be blind. Was he blind or deaf? I don't remember. I was like, yeah, he's also got like things, but somehow he's able to do things just fine. I think he's deaf. Radar sense, yeah. Third sense, something like that. The Daredevil show is so good. It is. Whatever happened to that spin-off that they did with Captain America? They killed off Captain America in Marvel Endgame, and then they were like, aha, we'll take it back. We're gonna have him be with like we're gonna like what was that spin-off series that they did with Captain America and like Hawkeye? I forgot. Hawkeye was partially deaf. I think he had a hearing aid. Yeah, I think canonically in the comics he is fully deaf or something. I don't remember. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah! That one. What happened to that? I remember people were talking about it back in the day and then like died. Bye, Anos. I'm gonna go now. See you. Bye bye. I'll join later if I have time. This is gonna be probably a short stream because it's what? Almost 2 AM. I gotta go to bed later. They basically had to fight this group that thought life was better with the Thanos now. Oh, yeah, I stopped watching that one. Because one, not watching anything with Disney Plus. Because I don't no Disney. And two, I just wasn't really into Marvel. They had a movie with Falcon as Captain America, I guess is technically what happened to it. Oh yeah, that's true, because he took his shield and he was like, here you go. That was interesting. It's like, ooh, okay. How do I do this? No. Oh, wait. Oh my god. Sorry, I just figured I could do something new. What? Okay. Huh. I have like Clip Studio Paint open on the side and I'm testing brushes while I'm chatting and I'm like, whoa. Yeah, that's what happened with the Marvel series. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not exactly a huge fan of Marvel. I have never watched the Spider-Man series. I don't know what happened with Spider-Man. I have never watched Spider-Verse. I've never watched the only Spider-Man movie I've watched is like half of the one with the Peter Parker one, the Peter Parker movie with not Tom. It was one before him, the 2019 version. Andrew, I think. Or was, I don't know, which one was it? Let me look it up. Spider-Man images. Yeah, it was the Amazing Spider-Man. Which one was that? It was the guy who looks like he's like 2000. He looks like an edgy band kid. That was 2012? Oh my god. I only watched that movie because it was playing when I was where was I? I think I was in the that was Andrew. I only know that movie because it was playing in the doctor's office. You know when TV shows will just randomly play movies like on the television? It'll be like, oh, we're playing a free showing with ads on this one channel, we're gonna play this movie. I was in a waiting room and I was just watching it on the TV. By the way, there was no sound. I was watching it and it has subtitles and I was like watching it in between the ads because it played on TV when I was waiting. Where was I? I think I was either at the doctor's office, the dentist's office, or I was at the DMV. And they had it on TV. Or was it a restaurant? I don't remember. And there was a rerun of like that movie. When was that? 2000 and... It might have been 6 years ago. I don't know. It was a while. It wasn't recent, it was a while ago. But all of my experiences with movies have just either been my friends going, let's go to the movie theater, let's watch a movie together. Or my parents are watching a movie and I just happen to be in the area and they're watching it and I'm like, oh, TV's in the same room, what are they watching? And I'll watch a bit of it. Or I'll just be out at a restaurant or something and they'll be playing a movie on TV and I'm like, oh, they're playing a movie. Or it's movie night at school and they're like, let's watch a movie. I'm like, okay, now I'm forced to watch movies with people as a recreational activity just for bonding purposes, even though nobody ever talks during a movie and I'm just sitting there like, yeah, movie. For me, there's two states when I'm watching a movie. I sit there and I lock in. I sit there and I lock in and I forget where I am, or I'm just like, movie. There's one time where I watched a movie in a movie theater and I had like a thing of popcorn. And it wasn't until the end of the movie that I looked down. I had eaten none of the popcorn, but half of it was gone because I spilled all of it on the floor. I was so locked into that movie, I was like, wait. I look down, everything's covered in popcorn, and I'm like, when did I drop this? In 2 months, we're getting a depressed Spider-Man movie that die-hard Spider fans have been begging for? Really? With, is it the Into the Spider-Verse one? I've never watched Into the Spider-Verse, but I've seen clips, and I've seen the music videos, and I think the animation is really good. I actually met, one of the concept artists for Spider-Verse. I have her business card. She also worked on K-pop Demon Hunters. I met her at a convention. Very cool stuff. I love the colors Into the Spider-Verse. They have really cool colors and like the animation is really nice. I remember when the movie came out, everybody like, I am on a very much like art side of Twitter on my account, so like a lot of the stuff that I see is like they talk a lot about like art techniques and like, oh, this like the animation in this clip is so good, look at this, and then they break it down into frames and they like analyze it and then they talk about like the art techniques and whatever. So it's a very analytical side of like artists Twitter. So I remember when Spider-Verse came out, a lot of my feed was like covered in like, look at this clip, oh, like the frames of this clip is like different from this clip because they want to show this sense of movement and blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Would I watch it? No. But that's cool. Beyond the Spider-Verse comes out next year? Nice. I prefer shows to movies. I'm not a big video person in general, like in terms of both movies and like shows. I prefer reading. I always preferred reading because, like, how do you say this? I am very face blind when it comes to people. Unless a character looks very, very distinct, like, for example, Homelander, or like Huey, or Butcher. They have very different looking faces. If there's a character who looks similar to another character, I cannot tell who they are unless they're wearing different clothes. And it's very bad. Because I can't tell. my worst nightmare. Like, okay, for example, back in high school, I used to be friends with somebody who really liked K-pop. She was really into BTS. And I remember watching shows or like the clips of the people and the music videos. I like the music. I think the music's fine. I think their outfits are very cool. I think they're very stylish, very cool looking. But if you were to give me a lineup of the characters and tell me to pick and name the characters, I could not tell you. There was like, they changed their hair color all the time. So there was a period of time where I'll be like, okay, so this character's name, sorry, I keep calling the characters. This person's name is so-and-so because they have blue hair. And this person is pink hair, and that's their name. And the next thing you know, they change their hair colors based on the concept, and I'm like, okay, great, now I don't know who's who. The only person I recognize from BTS is Suga, because he's the only person with a very different like face. And I'm like, I can pick that guy out of a lineup because I know what he looks like. Him and Namjoon. Suga and Namjoon, they have very different looking faces from other people, so I'm like, okay, I know who those two are. I can rule them out from the rest of the list. Now I gotta look at the rest of the people and be like, okay, who's who? And it was such a headache for me constantly because it'd be like, oh, so-and-so speaking. Who is that? Which one is that? And then I would look in the comments and they're like, aha, so funny. So-and-so said this. I'm like, okay, who said that? And who are you? So I never really got into K-pop because I just have difficulty with faces. You're like my polar opposite because I can't sit down and read like a bunch of letters because my imagination is severely lacking, so I just prefer to have some sort of visuals or hearing. I cannot pay attention when it comes to a show. I just feel like I need to be doing something else, and then I fall asleep because I'm like, I'm doing nothing with my hands. If I'm not doing something, I feel the urge to look away and I need to do something. So I like reading because I can at least, like, you know, turn the page. I can turn the page, I can like move things, I can scroll, I can press button to go to next page. I cannot watch show because I'm sitting there and I'm doing nothing else for the next 30 minutes. Like, I don't mind watching anime because anime is like really short and I'm okay sitting down for like short periods of time watching episodes, like if it's on a weekly basis. But when it comes to movies, they're really long. They're like 2 hours long. If it's a movie that I like and then one that I've been wanting to watch, I'm fine. But like, when it comes to TV shows and every episode of that TV show is an hour long, I cannot. I used to be able to, not anymore. I get distracted. I have a hard time starting books, but once I get past the first few chapters, I enjoy it. Yeah. I mean, with me and books too, sometimes I have a problem where I'll be reading and and then I go back and I'm like, wait a minute, what just happened? And I have to go back to the start of the page and I start reading. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. What did just happen? What did I just read? And then I have to go and read it again and I have to read something like 4 times and I'm like, what's happening? So I just skip paragraphs sometimes because I'm like, okay, my brain's not registering that part. That was me reading Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. Like, sometimes I read a book where a particular chapter feels so dry to me and I just cannot read it because it's so boring to me. I have to skip it, and then I'll keep skimming until I get something that's like interesting, and I'll be like, oh, that's cool, that's interesting, and then I'll read until like the next 2 chapters, and I'll be like, oh, wait a minute, I don't know what's happening anymore, and I have to go back and I have to reread the whole thing that I just read because I just don't remember what I read. So that happens to me with fanfics, that happens to me with novels. I'll just skim a little bit too much. But I read faster, and I like the fact that I read faster than if I was sitting there watching a TV show for an hour, just imprisoned. I'm like, okay, well now I have to commit to this. I have to sit here for like an hour watching this show that I could have just read the novel adaptation, and I could have gone past this part in like 2 hours. Even while watching anime while eating, I'll turn on dub because I cannot pay attention while eating. Oh my goodness. I also cannot focus on reading, and I never feel motivation to finish whenever I did start something, even manga. Really? I like manga. More interesting to me. Like, it's to the point where if it was like an anime versus a manga, I will prefer to read the manga than the anime, because the anime, sometimes there's like, they'll skip out parts in the manga panels where they won't say everything, or sometimes they'll take a panel and they'll like stretch it out, and I'm like, what's happening? I think it's cool to watch both depending on like how different the adaptation is. Like, for example, I have read the entirety of Gekken Shoujo no Zaki-kun, and I've also watched the entire anime, and I like both because I thought they was cute. I really liked it. I liked what they did with the adaptation of the anime and the manga. It was cute, but there's a lot of anime out there that don't exactly do so well with the manga, like One Punch Man. But that's okay. Depends on the adaptation. And then there's also other ones out there where the anime is really good, but there's no manga. There's nothing it was originally based on. So if you're like, I want to read to catch up to the story, I want to finish this, it just doesn't exist because the only medium it exists in is anime. So it just depends on the medium. The original form is almost always better if it's available. Yeah. That's why I if I'm getting into something, I'll be like, I'm gonna go read the novel. I'm gonna go read the novel. Cause like there's a lot of anime out there that's based off of a light novel, and then it just ends and you're like, well, cliffhanger, now I'm gonna go read the anime. Or I'm gonna go read the light novel, or I'm gonna go read the manga because I wanna see what happens next. That was me with Dungeon Meshi. When Dungeon Meshi ended on season 2, I was like, I need to know what happens. So I had to go and read the manga. Or like with Freyrin, I was like, I'm gonna go read the light novel. Or Apothecary Diaries. I was like, I'm gonna go read the light novel. Hello, Small Pitona! How are you? I like being wowed by animation too much. The animation's good. Like, I like the animation. I think it's fine if it's smooth. I think it's cool. Like, especially one of the biggest animes that I think would be better as an anime compared to a manga would be music anime, for example. Because the medium of being able to add like singing and like practice and music to the medium that you can't have just solely through like manga, right? For example, what's it? Girls Band Cry, or Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night, or like Bocchi the Rock, or like, I mean, Bocchi the Rock doesn't really have a lot of music. It's mostly like comedy, but like Sound of Euphonium, or like, what's that? Whisper Me a Love Song, stuff like that. Or like K-On! Music plays such a, or Paradox Live, or Hypnosis Mic, or whatever. Music plays, yeah, Given. music plays such a big part, and they show what the song sounds like. Like for the longest time when Given came out and I read the manga, I was like, I wonder what that song sounds like, because they would show it in the manga, them playing and singing and whatever, but you don't know what it sounds like. So in that type of medium, I think the anime is better because they show you what it sounds like, and I really like the music in Given. There's a lot of music from like the shows that I actually enjoy, that I keep on my playlist because I'm like, the music's so good. Fan, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Actually, I just asked that. Never mind. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Yeah, welcome. I'm watching Apothecary Diaries right now. Apothecary Diaries is so good. I love Mama. She's like one of my favorite characters. As like she's such a breath of fresh air compared to like shoujo MCs. When it comes to like female characters, she's so different. Like I like how she is, because as someone who's not exactly interested in romance, like Mamo and Freyrin are some of my favorite shoujo protagonists. Yeah, I like how she's very much like, no, my priorities are poisons and bugs. She's like, I don't care about like whatever. And she's smart. She's smart. She's like different. I like her. I like when female characters have like priorities. Not to say that like characters who want to focus on romance are bad, but I think having goals other than romance or other things makes them interesting too. I like when they show that they have other hobbies. Maybe that's me because I've read or watched too many shoujos, where shoujo they're like, it's very high school based and the only thing they care about is boys, and I'm like, no. By the way, Witch Had to Tell is really good. I like Witch Had to Tell here. It's so funny seeing the mangaka react to Chifri. If you guys follow the mangaka on Twitter, she live tweets every single time the anime comes out, and it's just, she's constantly roasting Chifri. She's like, oh man. She's like, ew, Chifri, how dare you? And everyone's like, you wrote him. You wrote him. What do you mean? What are you doing? You wrote the guy. I love the brush buddy. He's so cute. That's my favorite character. Oh my god. I love just little fuzzy guys in anime. Fukigen no Mononoke-en? Fukigen no Mononoke-en has a character called Fuzzy, or in Japanese they call him Munja Munja. He's so cute. Fuzzy hangs out with what's his name? Hanae? And what's the guy's name? Who's the blonde dude? I forgot his name. But yeah, Fukigen no Mononoke-en. If you enjoy Natsume Yujincho, you would also really enjoy Fukigen no Mononoke-en. As well as like, I think what's it called? What's the other one? His name is Gin. Mushishi. Yeah. Just where they have a lot of like focus on Japanese yokai and like doing things for them. Hey. That's hilarious. Rare Twitter W. She is so funny as a mangaka. But yeah. Bush Buddy, so cute. I posted a couple of clips in my Discord because my entire Twitter right now is just clips of the Bush Buddy doing like little cute things like copying Chifri chewing or like dancing or like running around. I'm like, you're so cute. They look like Worm on a Strings. And like, I really like Worm on a Strings. I had a little toy back when I was a kid. They remind me of those, but with like hands and legs. Little squirrel. Like an inchworm? I don't know. Very cute. Like how Tatsui Fujimoto trolls his fans like when he questioned why the author killed off Riz when he's not the author of the series. Nice. Like I just wanted to. I don't know. Didn't Fujimoto also say a lot of other things too? Didn't he say something like, back in the day, I wanted people to experience the same feeling I felt when I watched this one movie and it was just so unclimactic and like unfulfilling. I wanted my fans to experience the same thing too. That's why I ended Chainsaw Man like that. And people were like, yeah, valid for a guy who ate his pet fish, you know? Or like, who's the other mangaka who's just kind of weird and unhinged? The JoJo Bizarre Adventure mangaka, who's also known to be just a little odd. Like, all of his, author's notes are just strange. What did he say? There's like iconic like mangaka quotes. I think if you look it up, there's a post a long time ago that went viral that was like, things mangakas say in their like about sections or their bios. There's one mangaka who goes around wearing like a full-on headpiece. I don't remember which one it was, but like they walk around with like a paper bag over their head. Whenever they go to fan signings, it's just like, yeah, that's fair. He even said he has a secondary Twitter account where he pretends to be a schoolgirl. Oh my god. Good for him, I guess. I feel like I think there's a manga about that. There's an anime about that somewhere. I'm pretty sure there's an anime about that. Oh no. He's got something going on. Oh, I see the problem. I'm looking at my brushes and I'm like, wait a minute. Why am I drawing and there's like a white line? Oh, right. Right, my brush color is not correct. We've been talking about anime for like half an hour. Every single time I start streaming and I just start talking about anime. Ooh. You know what I was doing recently? I was looking into like analog horror series. I find them quite interesting. Like the stuff that they talk about and the stuff that like they write about, it's very much like they use a lot of different things like found footage and ARG type concepts to kind of like connect pieces of a storyline together. The only one I watched is Mandela Catalog. I did a deep dive into that one. That was interesting. About like doppelgangers and stuff. Pretty cool. I love FNAF analog horror videos. Analog horror FNAF. Oh my gosh. I think it's interesting. Like, the Mandela Catalog, I was reading about it on Wikipedia. And it was like, the guy was basically like, I got my parents and my family to record for me and I just put it all together as a part of like a summer project. It's kind of fun. I don't know if if I personally was like interested, but I think that'd be a really cool concept for like, if you were a VTuber, especially, to kind of like create your own analog horror. I think that'd be really interesting for like lore as a story, or like as somebody who's like doing something creative with your story. Like if you were more into that. I wonder if anybody's done that before. Maybe. Probably is. I don't know. I want to see more like different types of concepts when it comes into like the VTuber sphere. People who make analog horror should low-key make horror movie makers, because if they can make those videos, they can definitely make a full-on movie. Yeah! I've seen short clips of people posting like analog horror shorts of like little found footage videos they made on the Reddit or analog horror subreddit. Those things are terrifying. They're scary looking. If you look up like analog horror and you look up like, just go to the image section and just look up pictures. Every single one of them just looks eerie. Which I like. I think they're unique. I don't think anything else looks like as creepy as that to me. But at the same time, it makes me wonder, like, do you think that it's scary? Okay. Question. If something were to come at you really, really fast, is that considered a jump scare? Like, could you be jump scared by something that's mundane? Like, if I were to take a picture of an apple and I was like, PNG apple jump scare, would you be like, oh, scary? Or like, does it have to be a scary image? Is what I'm wondering. Cause like, could I take like a picture of like a dog and be like, jump scare? Or does it have to be like a picture of like a scary dog? Like a dog with dentures? The guy that came up with the Backrooms is directing the Backrooms movie? Oh, cool! I didn't know that. It could be Patient Zero. That's cool. Which one? The Backrooms video game or like just the Backrooms in general? I heard it was like an independent film by some like 19-year-old who that's his first movie. What is analog horror? So analog horror is a type of horror that's usually reliant on types of like feature films or retro-based graphics such as like VHS found footage or like digital recording cams. Typically with a kind of rustic, not really rustic, but like old, kind of like nostalgia-based video type content. Think like found footage VHS for like old grainy photos is analog horror. And it tends to focus more on suspense and the unknown of like, here is something that I found in the back attic of my grandparents' house. And this video says like, don't watch, or like it comes with a letter that says like, you know, if you see this, it's too late, whatever. That's analog horror. And it usually involves some type of monster. Or like disappearances or a lot of like psychological horror stuff where it drives you crazy or something. That's analog horror. I think it doesn't matter as long as it could be perceived as a threat. Ooh. I think that'd be more playing with the element of surprise because you're not expecting where the scare will appear. I guess so. I mean, it's like, okay, levels 1 to like 20 of Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion, I suppose, is like that. Where it's entirely just pictures of cute ghosts and fruit and bread and food items giving you like little jump scares. But like, I'm wondering if you could make a video game entirely just based off of like cute graphics. Well, Doki Doki Literature Club did that, didn't it? I mean, later on the aspects of Doki Doki Literature Club wasn't as cute, but like, I'm trying to think of like, is there a game where it's just cute? And then it's just scary based off of like the context. There's a game I've been wanting to play called Dreaming Mary that's like kind of like that. It's very cutesy. Maybe Song of Saya, because like she seems normal. Maybe that one. Or I want to see something else. Like, they just look cute, but they're actually kind of like creepy. Pokemon lore? Maybe. Analog horror typically uses a lot of retro technology aesthetics as well. True. There's a new game called Creature Kitchen that's pretty much exactly like what you're describing. But Creature Kitchen's not scary, it's just cute and wholesome. I've seen gameplay of Creature Kitchen. It's cute, it's not scary. How can that game be scary? I'm talking about like... game has to be like scary. But like with cute graphics. It's definitely presented in a scary way to like reverse gaslight you. Is it? I guess so. Like a lot of the graphics and stuff is very like, ooh, eerie, scary, but it's like just cute. I'm talking about like, I want to see something where it's like Doki Doki Literature Club type cute. The Long Hallway or the Eldritch Oven? What, the Endless Pantry? The Endless Dark Pantry or like the Dark Woods? They're just cute looking though. I mean, I guess so, like in a certain context. You're like, the only difference between that is like the music. Because the music is all very like, ooh, eerie. But something like Voices of the Void, I think it's more scary if there was no sound whatsoever. Because in Creature Kitchen, a lot of the sound that they play is like sounds of the forest, and you're like, oh yeah, there's other creatures out there with me. But if you've ever played Voices of the Void, it's like dead silent. Voices of the Void is scary, especially in the dark. At least in Creature Kitchen, you can turn the lights on and stuff. It, like, even if it is scary, like, it doesn't last for very long. I would like a game where they use cute graphics. Well, maybe that's just Hatoful Boyfriend. I don't know. Hatoful Boyfriend, by the way, if you guys don't know, is a bird dating sim. I should play that game. It's so long, though. It's gonna take forever. Hatoful Boyfriend is an iconic dating sim that turns into a horror game later on because you find out that you are a human in a academy for people who have turned into bird. Well, they look like people. You were cursed to think that they look like birds because you have some kind of like mental problem, or like, I don't know what it is. You're cursed to see them as birds, but like these people are like literally war criminals. There's a character who does like human experimentation and like it's just all levels of just lore. What about My Side? I have that game. I'm gonna have to watch the gameplay of My Side because I know that there's like 4 jump scares in that game that I have to remember where they are. Because otherwise I'm gonna be too scared to play the game. What about Baldi's Basics? I've seen it. Is that scary? I thought that was like Garden of Banban. Something like that. Bantan? Type of like horror where it's just mascot horror in a way that like Poppy's Playtime is, or what's the other one called? Amanda the Adventurer? That type of horror? Crew of Kidnap Me for Pacify, and I'm already scared to play that game. Pacify? What's that game about? You're talking to somebody who's been too scared to play Phasmophobia with my friends. It's more like suspense and the fear of getting caught when you're so close to freedom. Oh. Ooh. Interesting. Is this game like what is that game where you like, not Dead by Daylight, where you play as cultists trying to summon some like demon, and then the demon shows up and you have to seal him away again, and then every single like character. Why are you so averse to jump scares? Are you gonna pass out or something? Yeah, Devour. Not pass out, but like my blood, well, not blood pressure, my heart rate goes really high, and like, yeah, my heart rate just goes really high, and then I get really nervous, and then like it's bad, you know, like my hands start shaking. This is the same person flexing Subnautica 2. Subnautica 2 isn't scary. How can you be scary of cute little monster, like, you know, sea creatures? They're very cute, like sea puppies. You would absolutely love FNAF 4? I would not. I don't like FNAF. I don't like the FNAF series. Cause it's just entirely just jump scare central. That's the gameplay. You play, and then once in a while something will just show up and jump scare you. That's not like game, you know? That's just jump scare simulator. Did you play FNAF? No, but I watched other people play it. I watched somebody play it. It gets annoying too. Like, night 5, FNAF, it gets... At some point, I think you get used to the jump scares, and then it becomes very, like, annoying. Because you're like, oh, now it's just RNG. You have a puppy playtime? I'm not playing that game. I like the lore. I've watched other people play it. I probably will not play it. Because I have seen the things. Also, it looks like the writing is interesting. Hello, Ayosumi! And like the puzzles. I've seen, what's the most recent one that came out, part 5? With, what's her name? Lily Lovebraid or something like that. It's so annoying. Is what I will say about the gameplay. It gets really annoying. Hello, Pink Jehi. Thank you for the follow. Like, the chase scenes is just constantly chase scenes. Like, I'm not talking about like, oh, 1 or 2. No, it's constant chase scenes in part 5. You're just running. You're hiding and you're running, and I'm just like, am I playing a horror game or am I playing just tag? As someone who played the game multiple times, the jump scares still get you when you least expect it. Yeah, see, I don't like playing games with jump scares. I like the character designs. I think they're very cool. I like the story initially, the concept of it. I think it's cool. I don't like what they did with the game. Is this one of those things, children things but scary? Yeah. Well, not children things but scary, but like it is what's not children things, but it's one of those like mascot horror type things. What's it called? I've played... I don't remember. Something farm... something. I played that on stream before. Giggleland? I played Giggleland. That's a mascot horror. You probably never heard of it. Not very well known. But, I have played Giggleland on stream, and that one is also very much like mascot horror. Disordered voices of a mascot speaking to you, going like, haha, Piggy tells you to eat breakfast, oink oink. Like, that's the type of dialogue, and it's like, you show up to some factory and you see eerie red paint on the walls, and you're like, what happened here? I need to get out of here. And then you hear a voice from a walkie-talkie going, oh my gosh, we haven't had somebody in years. Go to this place. That's the gameplay. I played the second game on the train. I was almost done with night 4 and out of nowhere. I think it was Bonnie or Chica that made me jump. Oh, you're talking about Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm drinking drinking water. Water. I've been yapping. See? My message that says water break. I remember. I remember. Wow. Okay, I think my program hates me. What the heck? It's like, oh, this is not working right now because you don't have the right version. Well, use upgrades. Ooh. Notification. What? Our products have blood, sweat, and tears of our workers inside them. They're so passionate about working here. Yeah. A good slurp of dihydrogen oxide is always good. Dihydrogen? Is it? Is it dihydrogen? Is it? Yeah. I guess so. H2O. H2. Yeah. Okay, well. I should go to bed. I've been staring at my brush canvas, and every single one of my brushes that I downloaded says that you need to update Clip Studio Paint. And I'm like, oh man. Oh well. I've been doing that in the background while I've been yapping. I've just been testing brushes. Bead? Yeah. Bedtime for me. It's 2:30. And what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna get 5 hours of sleep. Yay! Bedtime for me. What's bed? Bedtime. Good night. AP time. AP time for me. Good night. You know, I was gonna play the guitar. I was thinking about it today, but then I was like, nah. I haven't drawn in a while. I should draw. I need to practice. Well, in order to get better at anything, you need to be able to practice. You need to be able to do something every single day. You need to be able to practice. You need to be able to do stuff. In order to improve at a skill, you need to be able to practice every single day. You have to do it regularly. Haven't been doing that. Haven't done that. So I feel like I need to do that more. Kinda sad. Hello, Nick. How are you? I am so sorry. I'm about to go to bed. Been 2 hours. And it's 2 a.m. I should start earlier. I'll see. I should do that, yeah. Sleep well. Thank you. I will try to start earlier. And then I can stream for longer on Tuesdays when I stream. I like to hear guitar. Yeah. Not now, because it's 2 a.m. But later. I was gonna do a song. But not today. I will see you guys all on Friday, where we will play game. But As for what game, I don't know. Yeah. As for what game, I'm not sure. I'll have to look at my list. I've been meaning to play Fantasy Life for a while. I kind of want to play Fantasy Life, but at the same time, I'm like, what other games do I have? I have to look at it. Do you want to join me and crew in Power Wash 2? I don't have Power Wash 2. I have Power Wash 1, but I do like Power Wash 1. Power Wash 1's a fun game. Game will be interesting. Yeah. Crew is slacking off in Power Wash 2? Why? What is he doing? He's just yapping? Oh no. When I play Power Wash 2, my what's it called? My motion sickness goes crazy cuz like it's what's it called? The screen moves a lot, which I don't like. But I think because I've been playing in the wrong game mode, I think I have to lock the camera. I play Power Wash like I'm playing like a crazy FPS, or I'm just my things going all over the place. Yeah, and then I get headache when I could lock the camera and then do that otherwise. But then I don't like it because then like I can't see properly. I have to get used to it though, cause definitely a headache inducing. Anyways, good night everybody. I will see you on Friday. Bye bye. Well, we'll see what we're doing on Friday. Anyways, good talk. Bye bye. Bye. Good night. I will look into what games I have, and I will probably just spin the roulette wheel of game I'm playing. Who is streaming? Oh. Phasma Knight is playing Warhammer 400. Interesting. Actually, let's see who else is out. Beware of the bed bugs. Yeah. I will. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. It's Australians. I don't know who to send you guys off to. Someone's playing Subnautica. Maybe not that one. I just clicked on it and I see just like, oh wow. Anyways, I'd find your own people, I guess. Bye. Good night.